Hello everyone, and thank you for joining me today. These are challenging times for sure, and I know a lot of us are wondering how to best lead through this crisis. How can we reveal the very best version of the leader we have inside? The world needs helpful, compassionate, and even loving leadership right now. But how can we reflect that when we ourselves may be frightened, angry, frustrated, or any other of countless strong emotions? We are inundated daily with poor examples from leaders from all corners: politicians, media, business leaders, entertainers. Over and over, we hear expressions of concern laced with underlying motives. The result is that much of this comes across as insincere. We may be numb to it, but we're not blind to it. At a core level, we understand if someone has our best interests at heart, or if they are using a situation as leverage. The latter feeds distrust and unrest. Good examples are out there, but they are easily lost in the noise of bad news and bad leadership. A widely circulated video from Marriott CEO Arne Sorensen is a good example of a strong lead-out message early in the crisis. Has he kept up with that level of genuine and transparent communication? I don't work at Marriott, so I can't say, but I hope so. Slack CEO Stuart Butterfield has also been recognized frequently for his casual and caring style in telling people, don't stress about work. At the same time, other companies have demonstrated their preparedness by rolling out tone-deaf work-from-home policies with detailed expectations such as hours of availability, camera requirements, dress codes, etc. Other companies react to their concerns of their workers with public statements that these concerns are unfounded and that the company is taking every necessary precaution. What do you think the reaction is of someone who is frightened when you tell them that their fears are unfounded? Does that sound compassionate and reassuring? I dare not even talk about the leadership of and messages of our politicians. While I believe that ample examples of atrocious leadership behavior exist on both sides, I don't think I could state any examples without someone being offended or thinking I am picking sides. This isn't a time for bravado. It isn't a time to sugarcoat. It isn't a time to be alarmist. It isn't a time to use company talking points. It isn't a time to let people twist in the wind, and it isn't a time to micromanage them. It's a time to be authentic and personal. It's a time to really examine what's important and decide if you have the courage to stand by it. It's a time to make room for feelings and emotions. When it comes to the nature and content of how you communicate, here are some things to think about. High-stress situations can reduce a person's ability to process information by 80%. Keep your messages concise and don't try to address too much at once. Communicate frequently. Over-communicating is an easily forgivable annoyance, but under-communicating is a recipe for disaster. Be vulnerable. Acknowledge your own emotions and the limits of the information with which you have to take decisions. Think about how people will respond and accept the emotional context of the response. Don't dismiss others' feelings. Go out there and reveal your best leader. Deep introspection is your ally in these times. Mean what you say and let your behavior reflect it. Thank you, and be well.